Hello, this is Tazilon, and I'm in my VK2801 here in Prokhorovka Standard Mode South Spawn for the 13th volume of a Lighthouse original tutorial series, What Would You Do? This is a concept I developed several years ago where at various points throughout the battle I will stop the film and ask you, okay, you're driving my tank and you see what's going on. At this point in the battle, what would you do? And then after a brief pause, I will tell you what I decided to do and why I decided to do it. In this battle, we have one big artillery apiece, 3 scouts apiece, a lot of TDs, specifically E25s. They have 3 and we have 4. And we have 3 mediums, they have 2. They have extra TD than us. So I'm going to start off doing the standard half-court spotting thing. I'm going to want to head over this way fairly soon to see if I can catch anybody going up to the E1 bush area, and just watching to see where I'm going to see all these enemy scouts at. I also have to be aware of the fact that E25s like to play scout as well. So I see their 3 scouts and none of them are moving to E1, but that doesn't mean one of their 3 E25s isn't headed over there, because they do like to set up and spot. They have a pretty good view range for TDs. Matter of fact, they have great view range for TDs. The VK2801 is taking a shot at me, and he's curling around. This is something to watch out for. He seems to be shadowing me. It's a technique a lot of people use. You pick out one scout guy and just shadow him back and forth. Go where he goes, and on a map like this, you try to trail him a little bit, and as I come up like this, then he can get a shot off on me. And shoot enough times at somebody like that, you're going to hit him once in a while. And I come over here on purpose, kind of extend my probe over there just to see if anybody will light me up, because that would tell me there's somebody up here in these bushes. At the moment, nobody lit me up, and so I'm cool. And now I just got hit by the 2801. Like I said, he's been shadowing me, trying to trail me. The advantage of trailing somebody is, as I'm moving across the map, I'm generally looking forward, so he gets to shoot at me and duck down behind the hill before I can get my turret pointed at him, so he gets a free shot on me. Now, I took a big hit from him, 483 points. At this point, having just taken a big hit like that, what would you do? Are you going to keep half-court spotting, or are you going to do something else? And because of the fact we have so many light tanks in the battle, and there's E25s that are going to be sniping from somewhere, I'm choosing to let my other lights continue to scout, and I'm going to go into a more defensive position. I'm waiting to get concealment back, and then I'm going to find a bush and hide in, and start spotting. I'm going to try to keep the enemy scouts lit up as they come across. I shouldn't have hit that tree right there. As they come across the middle, hopefully I'll be able to snipe at them. And if nothing else, I'll be able to light them up every time they crest the middle ridge. Normally I don't change my play based on taking an early hit, but in this case, because there's so many lights and because there's one scout in particular that was shadowing me, just waiting on me, I'm going to change how I play and see if I can repay the favor to him. And there's the E25 moving up to the E1 bush, getting there late, and he gets spotted for it because we already have one of our E25s in a good counter position in the G1 bush. So I'm going to blind fire that way. He's blind firing that way, hopefully pushing him back if we don't hit him. We're way behind in the fight. 3 tanks. Not by any means insurmountable, but we just have to be careful with what we're doing. We're really handicapped because so many of our people went along the railroad, and then everybody else is over here on the east, and we just don't have very many people over here in the west. That was doomed. The big problem with the 105 is if you are aiming at air, it'll throw the shell real high. What I needed to do was aim like right here against the very top of the ground, and that way I had a chance of keeping my shell down low enough to hit the 2801. But I was trying to lead it right, and I ended up shooting at sky, and so it hit somebody over in South Coast somewhere probably. So the field of enemy tanks is starting to thin out. There's the 12T and the 2801 still working the middle. 12T's making an advance. I'm just going to sit here. Okay, he's closing in on me. I have a 12T behind me, a Cromwell behind me, a KV2 over on the far side that probably can't really shoot at him because of the hill in between, and an E25 up in G1. As he comes closer, would you take the shot, or would you remain hidden? Because unlike my first shot, now he's out behind the bushes. If I shoot, he's going to see me. So the question now is, do I take the shot, or do I let my teammates finish this guy off? What would you do? And I'm taking the shot. There's no, and I only got 9 points of damage. That sucked. He's going to shoot me. If I survive, I'll kill him. And then I got to move. If you notice, there already has 4 kills. He's their most deadly player this game. Whatever he's doing aim-wise, he's doing it right. So I didn't want to sit still. I had to get out of dodge. Now I'll just move over here and set up again. I'm wondering if the 2801 is going to try to move up here as well. If not, hopefully I can catch him going across the middle, but I'm only down to 9 hit points. Kind of cool because now I'm in I get my fast reload now. My reload went down to 6 seconds even. Normally it's 6.6. Here comes the E25. Got to keep an eye. 28's farther back the ridge. He doesn't look like he's going to help. I'm watching to see if anybody else shows up over on the west flank, so now I need to go help out the Cromwell. He's getting overmatched. Bam! And I'm thinking, yes, I saved the Cromwell. And then 28 prototype takes him out. If you noticed earlier in the fight, the prototype was up in here, and he's moved up enough to hit the Cromwell there, so I know he's moved forward. Okay, we know the 2801 is here. We know the 37's over here. Don't know where the 152 is. Don't know where the PZ4S is. We know the prototype is somewhere in here, and we know the arty somewhere back here. The fight's winding down. We're behind 2 tanks. You only have 9 hit points left. Where are you going to go? And I'm abandoning this side of the field. Everybody else is to the west. All the 2801 has to do is light me up for a second, and that prototype's going to be back there in the bush and take me out. So I want to get over with my team. The T69 has taken out the T37. So my thought is I'm going to come up here on the hill, see if I can spot forward for the 69. If anybody comes in this area or this area, hopefully we can take them out together. And I'm going to set up in a location where I can also watch this crossing to the south. And as they come hunting for us, hopefully we'll be in a position where we can pick a couple off and turn the odds of the fight in our favor. This is total defensive position here. I want to get somewhere within the close proximity of my own team so we have concentrated firepower and we can help each other out when we see tanks. To go off and lone wolf right now with only 9 hit points, and it's just not a good idea for me. because I know there's more enemy tanks on the opposite side of the field than we have, and so I would put myself in a really low odds of success position, and that's not good. T-69's moving down to the river to the north. 12T's peeking over the hill a little bit. I think he's being kind of risky the way he's doing it, because the 2801 has better view range than him most likely, and so for him to skyline right now is probably not the best idea in the world. If you don't know what skyline means, that's where you're sitting basically on top of something out in the open. You're presenting your silhouette to everybody around, and if somebody is approaching from a bush, they are going to be concealed to you, and you're sitting out in the open. You won't be concealed to them, and you're just making yourself a target to a passive spotter, so it's not a good idea. There's a lot of times you can get away with it. Sometimes it makes a lot of sense, but right now is not a time to do it. The 152 goes down. I was coming over to help, and he disappeared. Now I want to come back and look to the south. I really want to keep an eye on the southern crossing with the 12T moving to the north. I'm the only one left down here. And now there's somebody on cap. Don't worry about it. See if we can take out. If we take out the PZ4, we've turned the fight in our favor. But he's down behind the hill there. 12T's moving in, so I figure, well, 12T's going to take him out. Already took him out. I'm going to come down here and see who's spotting, or see who's capping. I mean. And there's the 2801. Perfect. I'm going to set up for him. I'm pretty confident my view range is better than his. And he's gone. There's not too many 2801s that can match my view range just because they don't have the skills that I do. And so my view range is almost always going to be farther than an opposing 2801, so I try to take advantage of that. I'm going to move back here and see if I can get a side shot in it. Prototype, he's back behind that little hill. My idea right now, well, you tell me. What should I do? If I catch him from the side, I can take him out. If I can get to his rear, then he can't rotate his turn around on me. Should I go after him? Should I sit here? Should I try to snipe him? What would you do? My idea right now is just to wait, let the 12T come down. Hopefully the 12T comes down these bushes and can passive spot him. I already takes a hit on him. He's looking forward, so I'm going to pull up and snipe him. Shoot him from the side. I shoot high because I didn't want to wait and aim in and give him a chance to shoot me. I'm also concerned about they're already at. He's up to 5 kills. 12T doesn't look like he wants to passive spot. That's what really would have made the most sense. But what I need to do is get back here to his rear, and he's going to pull the turret of the prototype toward the 12T, which is going to give me a shot from his side. Here we go. This is flankaboon. Oh, he takes out the 12T. 12T just should have passive spotted him. We could have done this with nobody dying. I beat him to the shot, and I get the kill. Now I need to move to evade the artillery. I'm sure there's an artillery round incoming soon. I'm just hoping it doesn't hit me. There it is. Unfortunately, I'm way to the south. There's no way I'm getting to the north before he reloads. So I have the M40 up on top of the hill. I'm thinking he's going to stay there and just get ready to fire. We don't know where the artillery is. We have no idea. We haven't probed really anywhere right here. We had the 69 right here, so I'm kind of thinking these hexes or these squares are probably clear, but I'm not certain how much he was able to see over in here. I'm pretty confident he's in this area right here. How would you go about doing this? What route would you take to the north to find this artillery who's already shown a high degree of skill in hitting our tanks? And I'm going to run straight north. I'm going to go up this line of bushes along the railroad. And as I'm proceeding north, I'm watching our M40 continue to move. It's like, dude, what's up? Why are you moving? If I see this artillery, I really want you to be sitting still and ready to fire. And so I'm going to stop in the bushes up here before I get up to where he might see me. And try to get the M40 to set up to shoot. Unless I get a ammo rack or something, the FV207 is not a one-shot kill for me. I need at least 2 shots to take him out, maybe 3. I'm trying to get the M40 to stop and set up, but it's like he keeps going. At this point, I'm thinking, man, he's just going TD right over the end here. And I guess maybe he's thinking, well, if the artillery shoots at me, then the scout can take him out. I don't know. I would prefer him to be still. So I'm kind of moving in here to see if I proxy scouted him, and I don't see him. So now I have another decision. He's not in this little corner. That's one of the favorite places for Artie. The next place would be right over in here. Now, what route would you take to try to find this artillery? And I'm not going straight across the end, because I don't know if he's still up at the top, if he's moved down here. I figure he's at the edge of the map somewhere, but I'm not certain where. So I'm going to move kind of diagonally across the field toward the midpoint, and I'm watching the time going, well, do I have time to come down and turn north and then make it to the south if he's not to the north, or what do I want to do? I'm hoping I see him as I move across the field here, so I don't have to choose north or south, and there he is. Now he's not looking at me. Take a shot. Didn't get a track. Gonna move behind the tank here, keep going. He shoots. I'm glad I didn't stop. And now it's all over, because he can't reload before he's dead. I just have to keep him from ramming me, which he decided not to do. I'm going to get to his side and take him out. End of the game. So in the beginning, I half-court spotted. I realized right away that the 2801 was shadowing me, trying to do it from a trail position, meaning he was slightly behind me as we moved across the map. And that gives him the advantage of firing at me with little chance of me being able to fire back at him and hit him. And he got a big hit on me. And so I decided right away, it's like normally I would keep spotting, but we have so many tanks working in the middle with the potential for E25 sniping from the side that I just need to back off. And so I changed my play style completely from how I normally do it. Went back down here and just started spotting the middle. We found the E25 trying to move up to the E1 bush, and we're able to move him back at least momentarily. And kept the scouts lit up as they moved across the middle, and finally the 12T made a run at us. And I took a shot at him. Somehow when he did 9 points of damage, allowed him to shoot at me and almost take me out. But my second shot picked him off. And then I changed position, went to another spotting location to where I could watch the scouts moving across the middle. E25 attacked the Cromwell, moved over to help him. I thought I'd saved his butt, but then Artie took him out. It wasn't the Cromwell's fault. It's just the Artie player was really having a great game. And so at that point, I was down here, and all my team was either over on this side of the map or moving to that side of the map. So I knew there was a prototype here. I knew the 28 was up in here. Didn't know where at least 2 or 3 other tanks were. And so I made the decision to move over to the east and try to work in coordination with my teammates instead of trying to lone wolf to the west, which I think I would have ended up dying if I'd stayed over there. And it worked out because the T69 took out the 152, and then the PZ4 attacked him. He was able to basically mortally wound him to where after the 69 died, the 12T came in and just took the guy out. As they were doing that, the prototype started capping, which I didn't know what it was at the time. I was moving back to see who was capping, and I caught the 2801 coming across this open area. Was able to use my superior view range to pull up and get a good shot on him and kill him. And then what I really thought would happen, and what should have happened, was the 12T should have just moved down here and gotten into a bush and just lit up the 28 prototype for our Artie to take care of and for me to take out from the side. But he got aggressive and came straight at the prototype, and so while that gave me the opportunity to put in shots from his side, it also allowed the prototype to kill the 12T. So it was down to me and the artillery against their big artillery. Came up here thinking he might be here. I tried to proxy him and didn't show anything, so I went across the map. And then I tried to go into the middle. I was hoping that if he was over here as I came across the middle, I'd light him up. And if not, I was going to run through the bushes this way and then quick run through the bushes down here and hopefully find him before the clock ran out. And I managed to see him going across the middle. I tried to use the tank to shield me from his fire, but at the same time I didn't stop, and I'm glad I didn't, because I think he expected me to stop behind the tank and placed a shot as though I was going to, and his splash, he wasn't trying to hit me dead on. He was trying to place a shot to where if I had stopped, the splash radius would have wiped me out. And thankfully I kept going, and so he shot behind me, and at that point the game's over, because there's no way he can reload in time. His only chance was to try to ram me, and he didn't try to do that. He sat there and let me get to his side. It was a pretty fun battle, and it's one of the few times that I really completely changed my playstyle based on taking damage. But in this case, there were so many fast, mobile enemy tanks out there that I thought I had to change my playstyle, or I was going to die trying to half-court spot. There's some times where you just have to realize the odds are stacked against you if you do what you normally do and what you really want to do, and be willing to change and take a less aggressive role and contribute less to the team for a while, so that later on you can contribute more. Because really what it comes down to in this case is who is going to survive till the end of the fight and be able to dictate what happens in the end phase. And I was willing to take a lesser role in the mid stage of the fight so that I could dictate the gameplay at the end of the fight, and it produced a win for us. From Prokhorovka standard mode, changing up my game plan and luckily having it work out. Happy hunting.